Do you like hell? Probably not. So why are you watching this video? Continue anyway. You'll probably enjoy it. Maybe. Here we go! Intro, 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 intro.
That's from something, right? Like the tune you used?
It might be Blue's Clues. I don't know.
Is it Blue's Clues? It's
I
from
don't think
something.
so.
Anyways, what are
I'm
we
not.
doing today?
So today we are world building an underworld because we've done because a few episodes ago we did an afterlife that wasn't really heaven or hell. It was
It was
like
the in between.
it was like on your way to the afterlife, but then a brick wall with a U-turn sign steps in your way and says, "Here is the afterlife."
Yeah, and then it sends you back to the real world. But so this time we're going to be Underworld, so where the bad people go.
Yes.
Okay. So what's our special little thing about the Underworlds? What makes this Underworld different?
Well, I think the first thing we need to do is let everybody know what who we are and what we're doing.
Oh, sorry. Hi, I'm Casey. This other voice you're hearing is Isaac, and we are the World Explorers Built podcast, and pretty much what we do is we take an idea, like today is the Underworld. Last week, what did we even do? What did we do? Last week was weird. Last week was meta. Or some theme and something, and then we spend 30 minutes to an hour talking about it and building an entire world from like one little sentence or phrase. And it's a lot of fun, and it gets weird, or it gets confusing, or it gets mental, or it's always something. So yeah, that's a brief synopsis of what we do here.
Anywho, so this time around, I thought that we could try and build an underworld. Now, as for what makes this special, I have an idea. Now, I don't know if we want to like have some sort of aesthetic that we want to go with, in terms of like if it's like a Greek sort of underworld, if it's more like a Judeo-Christian sort of
I mean, it depends. It
underworld.
depends what
How?
our theme is for it. Tell me the theme, and then we can think aesthetics. Like,
Okay, well, the main thing that it popped into my head was a currency called the Devil's Favor.
okay, a currency in the underworld, the devil's favor.
Yes.
So is it like a favor you can use to affect the world up above, like our world, or what?
Well, yes, for one. I was thinking it could be used for all kinds of things. Like, if you need something in the underworld, this is the new currency to buy stuff, so it would work like real money does uh, in the underworld. But it could also maybe be used to buy something from Satan or get you out of trouble with Satan. Like, you can use something Satan doesn't like, you can use the Devil's Favor to get out of it. Or if it's even Satan, because we could, like, totally create a different underworld ruler, like the Greeks did with Hades.
Yeah.
Maybe we should establish that. Who is the ruler of this underworld?
Well, it's whoever is handing out the devil favors. Quite obviously. So whoever controls the money. So, the devil is a banker.
I love that. It's like you go from Lord of all hell and darkness to the banker.
I mean, I'm feeling
I'm
a
the bank manager now.
yeah, like, look, I'm feeling a Wizard of Oz twist in this world where you hear rumors of this, like, really grand guy running the underworld. He's this devil with horns and fire and has the power to destroy you. And then you get there and he's just sitting there counting money, and it's just this little guy behind this giant desk with a really big chair, and he's just counting his coins, and he's these little spectacles on, and he's got, like, this notebook where he's writing down numbers, keeping track of who has what money.
What are those hats that don't have a top? It's like a cap with it's just the bill of the cat. What are those called?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. No, I don't know what they're called though. Yes, he has one of those. He's also got a full blown suit on, and it does not match. They look so off. He also golfs in
Polka
his spare
dots.
time.
He
A
has
polka
polka
dotted,
dots and a sweater vest.
a polka dots and a sweater with a little bow tie, cause they gotta
Yes,
have a bow
yes, he needs a
tie.
bow tie. Everyone, ladies and gentlemen, this is the new devil.
Oh my gosh. Well, I already have the title for this episode, and we're only 2 minutes in, so
This is who people are selling their soul to.
yeah. I mean, I think it's very fitting to the modern world in which we are slaves to money and materialism and stuff, that the real devil is just a little banker who has all the power because he has control of these devil favors, or what did you call them? The devil's favors, yeah?
Yeah, the devil's favors.
Yeah. So, what do these actually look like? I'm thinking like classic Roman coins, like the big coins with. I'm thinking the classic devil face on there because this is a guy who works. He not everyone realizes this is what he looks like. He gives out the persona that he's the big bad demon-like
Yeah,
creature.
so maybe it's like the symbol on it might be like a ball of fire with um, two horns and a pointy arrow tail.
Yeah. And then on the other side's like how much it's worth, if it's like a 1 or a 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there it goes up to maybe 10. So you probably have 1, 2, 5, and 10 are the 4. And my suggestion would be they go from darker shades of red. So the cheaper ones are like a light, almost goldish, and then like the 10 is like this really dark, nearly black red. And then the other 3 are in between those.
Okay. I was actually thinking the reverse colors, but
Ah.
yeah, I could see either way working.
Yeah, the reverse is interesting too.
Because gold is seen as like purity, and
Yeah, but this is
coal in
yeah.
color is yeah.
Yeah, but this is also hell where things get corrupted, so they turn darker red, and the more corrupted it is,
Yeah.
the worth it's worth more. Was my thought
Yeah, I'm
process
down with
correct?
that.
Okay.
Yeah, so these are the devil's favors.
Good luck designing those for the thumbnail. Okay.
I might just pass up on those and instead just have a corny looking banker in a massive chair counting coins.
That works. I might have to try my hand at designing it then for the.
How am I gonna? But how am I gonna get that thumbnail? Where am I gonna get an image of a banker that looks like that?
You have to make him. He's got to be custom. This is a unique devil. But
I'm not good
we're
at that.
steering off topic here. People already know how well we did. They've already seen these things. But I'm trying the coin. He's trying the banker. We'll see how it goes. You guys should let us know what you guys thought of our little designs. But more importantly, and what the viewers are here for, is what is the real usage of these coins? Like, we
Okay,
need a
so
limit.
one I was thinking is, of course, normal money. You can buy and sell stuff in hell.
Okay, so we have
Um,
marketplaces.
yeah, and then another would be you can maybe pay the devil to have. Um,
Demons?
one of the main things I was thinking was maybe some sort of relief from your torture and pain.
Huh. I don't know.
Uh,
It doesn't feel like a thing that would be allowed. Like, God's still head honcho even over this devil banker. So I'm not sure he would approve of that. He might like the banking. I mean, one thing is that like you could use the coins to hire out devils in the real world, or maybe to get like I guess movie time where you pay your devil favor coins, and then you get to watch pieces of the real world, like people you have interest in or
ooh,
stuff like that. And then if you
what?
pay even more, you can even interact with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what if you were to be able to pay the devil banker to allow you to travel to the overworld and go back to Earth? But if you were to do that, you have to maybe come back with something or accomplish some sort of task that the Satan has set out for you.
Or we could
Like
switch.
basically, you
Actually, Isaac, what if we made that the way you got the devil favors
is by doing this.
by going out into the real world and doing that, becoming like a demon, say.
Yeah,
So you get
becoming a
hired
servant
out
of
as a
Satan.
demon. So demon in this world, demons are just people who have died and been sentenced to hell, who are trying to get favors so they can, I don't know, have a easier life in hell. And to do that, they
Yes,
have to go out in the real world and complete favors for Mr. Demon Banker.
which is kind of hilarious.
It is very funny to think. Okay, I want to
Okay.
note though that if you piss off this demon banker guy, you're in for it. Like he will go full like he'll unleash on you. It's a terrifying sight. He may have his calm persona, but he's not someone you mess with. That should be clarified. You
Yeah,
should still
so
fear him.
so like let's say you were tasked to go out and corrupt a soul, but then in the process somehow accidentally and it caused the soul to go to heaven. Like you tried throwing a whole bunch of difficulties in his life, and then that maybe opened up his eyes. And he's like, "Oh, I need God in my life," uh, and he ends up going to heaven.
Yeah, you get an anger. Well, you wouldn't get the demon coins because you failed.
But I think that you would get something else, like maybe an even more mighty and powerful punishment than what the default hell is. Like there's default punishment in hell, which is bad enough, but then there's Satan's personal punishment.
It's kind of like in jail. You got your jail, but then you got quarantine in jail, which is so much worse.
Yeah, it's like you're sent to Satan's torture chamber.
Ooh, no thank you. Yeah. Okay, so we have these coins. So what exactly can they buy? Like, what things are for sale to make your life easier for being a really productive and good demon?
I was imagining tools that would help you in corrupting souls on Earth. Like, for
I mean, but at
example,
that case, you're just paying to get like then it's just an endless cycle of just getting the money. I mean, what's the purpose of the money? Like here on Earth, we think we buy things we like, or like activities we can do, or we go on vacations and trips. So
maybe that's part of the eternal punishment in hell is the you owe the devil a fee, like a daily fee or something, and if you fail to pay up your devil's favor, he sends you to his torture chamber, and so everyone is scrambling to try and get as much of the devil's favor as possible, so that they don't end up being tortured.
oh, so it's not even a favor at this point. It's a favor quotation marks.
Yeah.
It's yeah. This sounds like hell. This
Yep.
sounds like a pretty accurate description of the underworld, where you're going for
Yep.
this coin. And I guess it's classic Satan. He's promising these good things you can use with the coins if you get extra, but then you're never really able to get extra.
Yeah, it's
So
like perhaps if you get enough, you'll take a seat by his side as his assistant bank manager.
or I don't know, get a trip, one more a trip to heaven or something where you can cause some chaos for a little bit.
Oh,
Or
that would be really interesting.
yeah, but here's the thing: they never get it. Like it's not possible for them to.
Yeah, maybe something that he does to keep people from doing this, for being able to get it, is he like taxes people based on how much they're making. So it's like the more you make, the higher the percentage increase is in how much you are taxed for your favors. So if so people who are trying to climb up the ladder in devil's favors immediately lose it all.
And of
So you'll
course,
have
if
people
you
who are
get yeah, if you get frustrated with him or upset with him, he just sends you to isolation and says, "Are you still mad at me? Because you could sit in the torture chamber for a while. I will allow you to do that."
yeah, so yeah, maybe, yeah, or maybe if somebody did somehow manage to get enough Devil's favor, he would just probably put them into an eternal uh, solitary confinement where they are never able to interact with anyone else again.
Oh, and then he
Is this way they
claims
can't go and
they
tell
yeah,
everyone?
and then he claims
What?
they made it to heaven. It's like, yeah, they did it.
Oh
They worked
yeah,
hard. They made
yeah,
it to heaven. But in reality, once you it's because here's the thing: you're out going out and you're doing evil in the world. So the fact that you're willing to do evil to get to heaven shows that you really are truly an evil, selfish person. So Satan now has the permission from God to not just put keep you in hell, but to send you to an even worse place, like the final destination. Like I don't know, maybe there is a chance of saving grace in hell, even
yeah. I
at
mean,
in this version, anyways. But
imagine you approach the gates of heaven, but you're a demon, and you're asked, "Excuse me, what are you doing here?" "I'm here to get into heaven." "Well, what did you do to deserve to get into heaven? Are you saved?" "No." "Well, then what did you do?" "I did a bunch of evil stuff on earth." "I
yep,
fail to see why I should let you into heaven."
yeah, it's like the devil said I could come. And it's like,
"Oh, well, if the devil said you could do it, I guess you should do it. Come right in."
it's totally not like the devil was cast out of heaven for causing issues, and yeah, that's not a thing that happens. Yeah, I could see. It seems ridiculous, but when you're in hell and you don't have much hope for yourself, and you want like the bougie afterlife, and you think this is the only way to do it, those who are truly selfish of heart, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna continue doing harm and hurting others to get the life they want, and that's ultimately not how you redeem yourself or get into heaven, and that's in fact how you get into the torture chamber forever, and you just descend deeper and deeper into the depths.
Now, I have an interesting story idea with
Okay.
this setting, which I think could go several different ways, which is a heist story where there's this group of demons who are determined to get to heaven. So the way they plan to do it is by robbing the devil, taking his favors from him, and then giving them back to him uh, in order to get to heaven.
Nice. Would that could that even work?
Only if Satan knew that he was being robbed, which he probably would. This is where it's like you got to do some more world building to decide how aware is Satan of everything that's going on around him, and is it possible for him to be robbed without him
Yeah,
knowing it?
because honestly, I could.
Maybe he's sitting there, he's counting his money, and then something's off. "I don't make mistakes. What's wrong with my math?"
Yeah, but I could also see the version where Satan realizes what's happening. He hears the rumors. He's not stupid. He knows what's about to happen, and then he just lets it. And then, of course, the readers only get this like epic heist story where they're outsmarting the devil and doing all this cool stuff. And then at the end, it's revealed, hey, I'm the devil. I know what you're doing, and you're right. You got enough money to go to heaven. Sadly, you guys didn't read the fine print. It's my version of heaven, not God's. Come with me to the torture chambers. And, they get their reward at the end.
Yeah, I think one main problem with that is if you're going to make a really interesting story, you're probably going to want some fun and interesting characters that people are going to get attached to, and then for them to be sent to a worse hell than they're already in doesn't seem like the best ending. So there's got to be like some way
Look, you don't always
of
need
them
happy
escaping.
endings,
Again,
Isaac.
What?
Sometimes you just gotta condemn your characters to hell and let it be.
Yeah, sometimes, but in this instance, I don't think it would work all that great. So you were saying before, maybe this is you were changing up the world building, so maybe this is a world where you can go to hell, but then be redeemed, go to heaven.
Yeah.
So what if they ended up doing some stuff along the way that redeemed them to the point where Satan's about to put them into their eternal solitary torture chambers, and then similar to I'm trying to remember their names, like Meshach, and
Yeah.
Abednego. What are their names? Is that right?
Yeah, Nishak. Nishak.
Yeah. Similar to how they were being thrown into the furnace, and then an angel said, "No, you're not gonna be set on fire today."
Not
There might
today,
be something
sir.
similar. What?
Not today, sir.
Yeah, not today, sir. I'm going to save your lives now from a fiery pit of destruction.
Yeah.
Anyway, so maybe they're about to be thrown into Satan's eternal torture chamber, and then an angel shows up and says, "Hey, I'm actually going to be taking these guys now. Bye."
In which case, throughout the story, you'd have to watch these somewhat, maybe not the worst of the worst people, but these bad people become redeemed. Like, because, the only way to heaven's you gotta
Which
ask
is
for forgiveness, you gotta accept Jesus. So you have to have that, which is kind of cool to, like,
maybe
watch
this
it.
could happen when they go to Earth. Maybe they're tasked with something like corrupt the church, and then
Yeah.
they go to church.
And then the opposite happens.
Yep. And so they're like, "Oh, I guess."
And honestly, so an aspect of this
Right.
world that this introduces into the world, which is really fun, is like another, because there's a very popular genre of like demon slayers and demon fighters. Now you have like this, you can have like a whole section of this world dedicated to demon savers. So like people who make it their mission to save demons and rescue their souls from hell and convert them and bring them to heaven, which is fun, which is like a new take on a very classic, especially YA genre, with us trying to rescue the demons instead of just killing them.
I feel like it
Or
might be a little hard to keep this YA.
well,
This
I'm
would be
just
more
no, I
like
was just
this is
stating.
more like YA.
Well, I'm just referring to the fact
Yeah.
that the demon slayer trope is a classic YA one.
Yeah.
Is what I. So you could probably make this a YA if you tried. I don't know. It'll be
You could
along.
make it
It'd be along
sort
the
of
line.
YA-ish.
It might be a good YA adult transition novel.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm in the belief that you can always read a YA novel or even a middle school one if you want to, but some people aren't. So this might be a good transition one for them.
Yeah, I think that this could work out really well. Now there is something that we sort of briefly covered but didn't actually go into detail on, which was using the favors to buy tools to increase your chances of success on Earth and uh, causing more mayhem.
In which case, though, that now makes sense to have because we've established some things. So
Yeah.
yeah, fine.
So
And that's another way that saving keeps people from having enough. It keeps
yeah,
them
they just spend
investing.
it on. They keep on trying to invest, but when they invest, they try to save up. They can't save
Yeah.
up, no matter how hard they try.
Because
And if
there's
they
always that
somehow
next new
manage to
iPhone.
do it, it's his version of heaven.
Yeah. No, which in his eyes is getting to torture you is his idea of heaven. So you
Yeah,
really gotta
so
read that fine print.
maybe you could get different tools, like the tool of mistrust, which um, it might cause people to think others are lying, but maybe it can only be used in certain scenarios where mistrust may naturally arise, like a
And
poker game.
yeah, and also I think some people are like protected from a lot of these instruments because you know, if you're a child of God,
Well,
you're protected from a lot. Like, you're not protected from the side effects. You're not protected from someone mistrusting you, or like this event happening to you and you being forced to like experience it and go with it. But you are protected from like you being affected by the mistrust type thing, just because have that one-on-one relationship with God and you're in constant prayer and communication, and you got that faith shield, you've got your armor of God on, and they can't do anything in that
what
aspect.
happens? What happens if these demons encounter a guardian angel?
Epic battle scene commences. And you know, I there's actually, when you read Revelations, it's a suggestion, so it's not like a confirmed thing. Is that like these are actual battles that happen, and according to the faith of the people, is how the battle occurs, like who's winning and who's losing. And so our actions and ideas actually affect the spiritual war that's going on constantly. So spiritual warfare is always a fun element to put in a book, and in a book like this, it almost seems necessary to have some
Yeah,
epic battles.
so maybe they're battling each other, and they each have different amounts of strength based on the person that the angel's trying to protect. And so maybe these demons go as a team, like a group of three or something. And it's like I will battle. It's like Demon One will battle um the angel. Demon Two will try and cause some sort of divisiveness between the person that's being protected and all of his friends. And Demon Three will try to affect this person directly.
Yeah. So one thing I have a
And
question about is, can they? There's like some things about demons like that are kind of shown in the Bible. So do we have some of these elements? One, possession. Can they take possession of people?
I think so, but I think that maybe possession, that might be like a tool that's
You have to pay for
extremely
it.
expensive. Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
extremely expensive tool,
And
which is
even
why it
then,
doesn't happen often.
I think there's very few people you could actually possess. Like, these
Yeah,
gotta be people who have sold their soul to the devil, pretty much. Like,
yeah.
you gotta be a full blown Satanist to get possessed. And then
Oh,
it's
what?
those who, honestly, that could be a fun idea. So, okay, this opens a new door. So, say someone has sold their soul to the devil, right, for whatever they wanted. Suddenly, there's a full blown auction going on in the underworld, and people are bidding to be the person who gets to possess this guy. Because then they get to wreak some serious havoc and make some good coin off of it. But of course, since it's an auction, you always end up paying more than you'll actually make back, and it's always a loss of profit. But honestly, it's so fun possessing people that they don't care splurging a bit to do it.
I love it. Yes,
It's,
let's do it.
yes, now there's auction houses. And then I bet other things get auctioned, like certain people who are some missions, I guess, that are like high potential of profit are always auctioned off. Like the basic missions, you can just like pick them up and go off and do them. But like the big boy missions, you gotta pay to do it. For one, that means Satan's guarantee, or our devil is guaranteeing that whoever takes these missions is experienced because they've made money.
Yep,
So
like
it's
I like it.
yeah, it just he's got this whole operation and it's working well for him. I'm, I'm
Oh,
impressed.
wouldn't it be funny if one of the characters in this heist story managed to save up enough money, went and possessed a guy, but then in the process of doing it, ended up saving him.
That would honestly, that sounds like a cool. But then he also ends up saving himself because of it, and they go on like this journey and they're in each other's heads, and instead of and it's just a journey. It's
Well,
I'm for it.
when you possess someone, how much control does that person still have over their own body? Do they have any control? Are they aware of what's going on? Are they able to talk to the demon?
I like to think they're aware and they can talk to the demon, but they have zero control over their own body.
Okay, so if the person being possessed says, "Hey, I want to back out," the demon can either say, "Sure, man," or he can say, "No way, I'm making money off of this."
Yeah, pretty much. Like you've sold your soul, so you've sold your body, but at the same time it's no fun. Plus you also get the fun fact if like they possess someone and they're super annoying and they're just in your head and you're stuck with them, and that's just fun as well. So you have that situation you could have.
Yeah, it could be
Yeah.
something similar to like Venom, uh,
Yeah.
or
Kind of.
in Full Metal Alchemist. I don't think you watched that, right?
No, I haven't.
Okay, like in Full Metal Alchemist, there's a guy who similar thing happens where where it's two people sharing same body. Uh, you know what? Maybe I'll go with a different example. You know,
The
Ruby,
host.
Ruby with
Oh yeah, Ruby's.
Oscar
Oh yeah.
and Ozpin.
Yes, that one.
Except imagine if Ozpin was really really annoying. He's already a little bit annoying to
I was about
Oscar,
to
at
say,
least.
isn't he a little
But
bit annoying
imagine if
already?
he's even more annoying. Like he's only really annoying in the beginning because Oscar doesn't want to share a body with this guy.
Well, do you blame Oscar?
What?
But that's not the point. That's me getting into the story. But I don't blame Oscar. Another good example, and I think even more closer, is the relationship in Host between the two main characters. So there's this parasite is inside you and takes complete control. But occasionally there are a few people who they can maintain thought and they can maintain communication with the parasite, but they have zero control over their body or talking or anything. Like literally, the only thing they can do is talk to this parasite. That's
Venom?
no Host. It's the
It
same.
sounds like Venom.
Yeah, but it's the same. Yeah, but it's also the same author. Except in this case, in Venom, Venom isn't the one who has full control usually. Like they can switch control. In the
Yeah.
Host, it's always the host who has control. It is the best love triangle. Like it's the only time I've enjoyed a love triangle. Mostly because it wasn't actually a love triangle, but it was. It was a good twist on a love triangle. Like it was clever and it made you think about things and feel things, and it was a good romance, which is rare, like an enjoyable, like this makes sense, this is how romance works story. It was good. I
Okay.
recommend read The Host. You should. It's like one of my top 5 favorite books. Like it's so good.
Alright, I will make a mental note of that.
Uh
Okay, so do we want to explore more of these tools that can be used?
yeah, we got some time. We
Okay.
don't have much time though. We're nearing, but we can explore a couple tools
We're
before
past
we
the
go.
30-minute mark.
Yeah, but we can explore a few tools before we leave.
Yeah,
So we have the
so
mistrust thing, which is kind of fun.
I
Taking possession of
imagine,
someone is a thing.
okay, what is something that's very divisive that could be shaped like a wedge?
A wedge, like to
A
divide
wedge.
people.
Like something, yeah, some sort of divisive tool.
Also, is the ability like just to take a plain human form an option? Like to be human?
Uh, maybe. I was thinking that maybe you could only do that if you were possessing someone.
Yeah, that's valid.
Otherwise, it's like otherwise demons can all just storm Earth and wreak havoc.
Yeah, that's true. Is animal possession an option?
I think maybe animal possession could. Yeah, I think animal possession could be an option.
You have to pay for
It
it
would
though,
still be a very
obviously.
expensive
Yeah,
option though.
yeah,
But it could be an option that goes a little bit more under the radar.
yeah. Especially versus human possession. Like your
Yeah.
dog starts going mad, you assume it's sick and you put them down. But if a human starts going mad, you ask questions.
Yeah,
So
so I think animal possession could very well be a thing.
okay, yeah, that's a fun. I mean, not for the animal but it's an interesting tool that could be used. I'm trying to think. Like, I guess hauntings, like to be able to do like a classic haunting, could be fun.
Yeah, the chairs are moving on their own, and the window blew open, the
Or
doors,
like the classic like demon taking possession of a house, blood written on the wall, stuff like that.
floating table,
Yeah. So you that's another big bucks ones though, is like paying to get to do a haunting.
talking through the phone
Yeah. So
that's
let's
not
like
plugged into the wall.
How about we think of some lower things like that you could pay for? Maybe like car accidents or like mini accidents, I guess. Like you get hurt physically or you get illness or something. Just, the classic stripes of life being put on someone.
Maybe like a
Job
yes, maybe
loss,
like some sort of disease.
diseases, job loss, accidents,
Hey, I think we know where
kicked out
COVID
of
came from.
school. What?
So I think we know where COVID came from.
It was just a lot of people, just a lot of demons grouped up together and said, so pandemic time? And they were all like, yeah, let's all, and they just bought a bunch of these mini ones and sent it off and then it just spread. That's how every sickness happens.
Like for anyone who thinks it happened in Wuhan, that's not what it happened. For those of you who think it came naturally from a bat, no, that's not it either. It came from Satan himself.
No, it came from his minions who were bored and had some extra cash.
Oh, okay. It just came from a bunch of bored demons.
No, actually,
And
it came
how?
from some really smart ones who made a really good investment. Because, like, sicknesses aren't as expensive. I guess making a new one, like Corona, costs a bit, but, like, there's such a low chance of it actually, like, spreading and doing major stuff. And they just hit the jackpot of, like,
Oh
wreaking
yeah.
havoc. At the same time, though, a lot of people found faith through it, so they also maybe actually had more negative effects for the like.
Maybe the devil says, okay, so for every one person you affect negatively, you will get one favor. For every person you affect in a positive way, I will charge you 10,000.
Yeah, because
That's unfair.
like I say, like I had a lot of negative things happen to me during like the pandemic and stuff, but I also had a lot of positive things. Like we started the podcast, we wouldn't have had time to do that if it wasn't for Corona. I started my YouTube channel. I still graduated fine. Like, so I wasn't. There's some positive. There's a lot of negatives, but positive things can be found in the worst of situations. And yeah, a lot of people did go the faith to get through it. So
Yeah, I think that he just sort of will just average it out. Like for every positive thing, you get a coin. For every negative, you pay me 10,000, and we'll see if you end up in the torture chamber.
I feel like it's more like it's two. Like he does it subtly. He doesn't want people to catch on to what he's doing. So you say you owe me 2 for every positive, but I'll pay you 1 for every negative. And so you throw out the sickness thinking I'm gonna get way more negatives than positives, and then it turns out you get either like the same amount, which means you owe him a ton of money still, or you only get like a bit more, in which case you still owe him money, and it just doesn't work. So, yeah. But I do believe we have run out of time for this one.
All right, and
And
I will say there's a lot more tools that you can make. We
yeah,
just
but
didn't explore many of them.
yeah, but we had to get the bases done. Now it's up to you guys. You guys, that could be something fun to leave in the comments, or like leave us a message. Just some fun tools you made up that demons can buy to wreak havoc on the world. So give us some of your suggestions for that, because that'd be fun to read through for us. But we are out of time for today. And yeah, join us next week when we'll have another world to explore. And yeah, we'll see you then. Bye.
I'm on a highway to hell. That's it. That's all I got.
Nice.